The drowning machine. You might have seen some sort of contraption like this before. This barrier is called a weir, and it's built to change the height of a water level downstream. They're often used for ponds, reservoirs, and the like, and come in a myriad of different forms. They're very common devices to see around waterways, and you probably have one very close to you. However, a variation of the weir is one built mostly underwater. These submerged weirs are extremely dangerous. This little diagram shows just what happens, where the water is essentially forced into a circular motion and picks up speed. It is, in effect, physically impossible to escape in an underwater weir, leading to the nickname, the drowning machine. There are several signs from around the world showing the drown machine, a nickname probably born out of the dire need to communicate just how awful these things can be. Weir waters often look extremely calm, like in these photos right here. So they're inherently deceptive. So if these designs are so dangerous, why do they exist? Well, the thing is, underwater weirs, sometimes called hidden dams, were and in some ways still are absolute powerhouses across America, Canada, and some other countries. They're extremely useful, providing energy, running grain mills, and stopping droughts. They're also very cheap to produce, which, while sounding enticing, meant that thousands were built across America and Canada to the point where we don't even have a national database of where each one is. Furthermore, it can cost millions of dollars to remove or renovate these dams, and while some states help communities finance these procedures, it's difficult to spur the political momentum needed for such a big project. An article from 2015 cited a BYU study which stated that at least 441 people have died in these hidden dams in the US since the 1950s, with over a third of those deaths happening after 2000. It was hypothesized that as more states and cities funded tourism efforts, waters that were once just frequented by fishermen are now visited by kayakers and swimmers, sometimes folks from out of town who just aren't aware of the dangers. These machines are like little black holes. Once you get in, you just can't get out.